I'd just like to introduce to you our dear friend, who we have so much love and respect for, and that is Jimmy Mack. Shall I turn it on, Jimmy?
Let's see. Oh, that's good. Everyone can hear me. That's great. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, the glue that holds it all together. Thank you, Mary. As soon as we get up there, we'll be underway with a little slideshow. Thank you for coming out today, too, ladies. For Larry for recording, and Nurse Jackie, who helped me with the A to Z book. Sandy Bittinger, who helps me with everything, social media, just keeps it all going. And the newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter if you don't get my weekly newsletter. Make sure they have your email address and sign up for that. We send out weekly all kinds of information. For those of you who already get it, you know, but there's all kinds of free information in there. Free healing, free videos, there's audios. Anybody that signs up tonight also for their email address, Sandy's gonna send them free, a PDF, ebook, audios, how to do the fish. It's really immersed and layered, so we're going to do a little bit here tonight. I'm going to get through me as fast as I can so we can put the focus back on healing, as they say, and so we'll be bringing folks up and doing what we can do. So, and they told me we're videoing tonight, so if your spouse is at home, you're here with your lover, and you told them you'd be bowling, don't come up and talk about, don't come up and talk about your issues, so you'll be busted, so awesome. So anyway, thank you all for being here. I love the Dowsers. I love the whole energy of the Dowsers. I started out with it a long time ago amongst a million other modalities and things that I've done. And just to figure out how to measure things or see that pendulum move, and to come to a place where we realize that everything is built with energy, body, mind, spirit, relationships, money, nature, sound of my voice, everything that we do is energy. So when you can get to a place where you can measure a yes or no, the power then is in changing it. And so what Spirit showed me over time is a very simple way to do that, and so that's what we're going to share with you tonight. So oftentimes people go, well, you know, I'll listen to your stuff, I'll read the free ebooks, can I do it then? Absolutely, but it's kind of like me giving you an ebook on how to fly an airplane. So I don't know who's going to throw you the keys to that airplane, but I know I'm not going to fly with you the first flight. So, but reach out, because we are all about support and helping people. I do private sessions in person, phone, Skype all over the world. A lot of you have already come to me or been to me or had phone or different sessions. So we're all about helping, and I hope that comes through tonight as well. Girls have books, audio MP3s, CDs, all kinds of stuff, so check it out. We'll talk about the new book at the end, so you got it. Awesome. That's me. Yeah, you can go back to the kid waking up. That's me. That's how I feel like every morning. I think it's astral traveling 9 planets away, but that's okay. So I would stay, honestly, video or not, the rest of my life in my PJs, working on people on the phone, never leaving my house again. I'd have things brought to me. That's how I feel about it. But what Spirit gave to me over time is way too important to not share it with everybody in the world. And so that's my world mission. So as only Sandy could, she bribed me, and you'll see where we ended up being bribed to. Cracker Barrel. Lewis Black, the comedian, yeah, and you owe me dinner still too for doing this. Lewis Black, the comedian, was in Las Vegas, and he said he was in a Starbucks, and he figured he was at the center of the universe because he looked out the window and across the street was another Starbucks. So, but I figured maybe the Villages may be the center of the universe now because there's so many Cracker Barrels. So we've been building one across from the Cracker Barrel. So I never dreamed the Villages would have a roundabout, right? And then a high school, go Buffaloes. So made me laugh anyway. So that's how I feel after Cracker Barrel. So I love it, Mighty Mouse. And yes, I have PJs like that. This is how I grew up, Episcopal. Robin Williams, the late comedian, called it Catholic Light, which that's pretty true. And I thought, well, these people are pretty smart. We got a lot of doctors, lawyers, Indian chiefs, and this must be all there is. I mean, I was an acolyte, and I'm like, it wasn't all that moving. We loved them, but I always felt like there was a little bit more. So I was reading my astrology in the newspaper, reading more about numerology, got different books and different things. I ran into a healer named Lloyd Youngblood, and he was into dowsing back in the day, and I thought, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm going to run fast and hard and figure all this out. So that was me. That was me on the way up today, because Sandy reminded me that at 55 years old I could actually move into the villages. That's Charlie Blythe, that's my youngest granddaughter. And the point for even bringing it up is interesting, because my youngest son and his gorgeous wife had this baby out of all children's. And they came to them after she was born, and they said there may be some issues, we don't know what it is, but she had a sacral dimple. So you think of dimples as people smiling and the little indents in their cheeks. But a sacral dimple, if you Googled it, the images would scare you. So she had that, and imagine the doctor had to walk into 20-something-year-old parents with their first gorgeous baby and say, we don't know if she's ever going to walk. We don't know if she's going to have colostomy bags or what's going to happen ever. And they said, when will you know? And they said, bring her back in 3 months for an MRI. Can you imagine waiting 3 months to wonder if your baby's ever going to grow or be a baby size the rest of their life, because they wouldn't take nutrition, or they couldn't figure out if the spinal cord was fully attached. So if you don't think we did what my mother calls some tall praying, we did a lot of tall praying. And so I called on all the spiritualists I knew and all the people I knew, and I really fished it to no end. And by the time the MRI rolled around, the actual dimple and hole that was in the bottom part of her spine had completely closed up and healed. So that's when you start to say, wow, there's something to this. It's pretty amazing. Next slide. That's what my son's idea of my house would be in the villages. Totem pole and all. If you go back to the totem pole, my joke about all that is it wouldn't need house numbers, because UPS and FedEx would have to go there only one time. So I think that HOA would have a nervous breakdown, but it's okay. It doesn't matter where we're at. We'll still have healing. This is my oldest son, Christian, and when the towers fell at 9/11, he came to me and he wanted to sign up for the military. And I wouldn't sign him in, because I figured, if I did it, it's on me, but if he did it, it's on him. So when he turned 18, he signed up. So again, we did some powerful praying and working on him, and he started out as enlisted. It would take me the rest of the presentation to tell you all the ins and outs of what he did. But he came out Airborne Army Ranger, he did air assault. He went through sniper training with Kevin Lace, who was also with Chris Kyle, the sniper from the movie. And Kevin Lace was actually a friend of his. And they had a funny story. Kevin Lace was in the movie The Sniper, and he was the spotter for Bradley Cooper. And they went to a gun range in LA, and it was the Beverly Hills gun range. And Bradley Cooper said to Kevin Lace, you really need to be in this movie. And he goes, no, I don't want any part of this movie. He was my friend. I don't want to relive all this. And Bradley Cooper said, I'm going to talk to Clint Eastwood. You're going to be in this movie. Can you imagine? So how cool is that, right? So that's who my son was friends with, of course. He ended up being part of Honor Guard in Washington, D.C. He was a combative trainer. He went through a lot of different trainings. And then he said, I want to fly helicopters. So we fished and prayed a whole lot more, obviously. And so he went through all that too. And he ended up being with Special Operations, Black Ops. And he flies with the SEAL teams in Delta Force. There's only 32 of them in the world, and as he would say, Dad, you're better off not knowing all the stuff that goes on. So we're glad he's doing it and not us, of course. So again, some powerful praying went on. Pretty amazing stuff to go from enlisted nothing and work your way up to that. And he ended up being this past summer Top Gun. Top Gun school is at Yuma, Arizona. He was the only pilot out of 32 in the world that went to Top Gun school from Special Forces. So it's pretty cool. So we're proud of him. So that's just another example of people and things that can come out of nowhere, literally high school, and rise to the absolute cream of the crop. And you got to do the work, folks, and you got to really put the effort in. And as I end my radio show every week, it's like, hey, make progress every day. But you got to show up and you got to keep at it and just never stop and keep moving, keep moving. So this is a great picture. This is my youngest son. He looks kind of like Ryan Gosling. I got a great story about him. He and I go to the same Publix all the time. The girls wave to me and they're friendly and they're nice as they can be and they wave and everything. And so I just tool around Publix. I'm literally there every day because, don't we always forget something and want to go back to Publix, right? So I go there one day with my son, and he's about 6 foot something, and he's standing behind me, and I'm walking all over Publix, and the girls are all like, goo goo gaga, and almost blowing me kisses, and I'm going, I don't understand what is going on today. This is really weird. And I get ready to check out, and I realize my son's behind me, right? So, just amazing. So that's baby Charlie after we found out, obviously she can now walk and talk, and what a dream. And that's my father before he passed, as only he could. He lived a very large, illustrious life. He was kind of like a Teddy Roosevelt or a Hemingway. And he passed on 9/11 during the White House moment of prayer. Yeah, so it's not like you can say to the grandkids, when did Grandpa pass? They remember. So I remember my father for 3 funny things. One is, of course, like all of you, I took vitamins and minerals even when I was a teenager. And he used to say, the only thing you're going to have is the world's most expensive urine. And of course, he waited till I got a PhD and a doctorate in divinity, went through all these courses, and he said, well, that's a good thing, son, because there'll never be enough quack doctors for all the quack patients. So that's the kind of support I got as I grew up. So towards the end, he was at hospice, and my great funny story, you can laugh over that, was they called me twice. Once to tell me he really wants toast. And I'm like, well, give him toast. And they said, well, he could aspirate, he could choke and die on this toast. And I said, are you the hospice nurse? And she said, yes, sir. I said, he's got a limited amount of time to live anyway. I said, honey, if he wants rye toast, I'm gonna bring him rye toast. I don't care what the man wants, bring it to him. So a couple weeks go by and they called me and they said, we want to give him Ensure. We want to prescribe Ensure. I'm like, okay, prescribe Ensure. And they said, well, we need your permission. And I said, okay, you have my permission to prescribe Ensure. And they said, okay, we're going to put it in the chart. When can you have it here? I said, when can I have it here? You guys are like picking up the Ed McMahon checks and $1 million hospice wings. Why has somebody not dropped off the 52-footer of Ensure at the doorstep of hospice? So back to Publix I go. And I remember the days, it wasn't that long ago, we would go to Publix and pick up beer and go boating for the day or golfing and have a great time, right? Get wine, get whatever. And I'm there cleaning out the whole cabinet and I'm carrying Ensure out. And I'm going, where did my life go so horribly wrong, right? I got vanilla, I got chocolate, I got all the little 6-packs and those little flimsy little cardboard containers. I'm walking to my car, it started raining, and they're coming apart. So at one point, one of them is rolling down the hill in front of me in my car, it ends up in the sewer grate, I'm like, I'm not even believing this right now. All I'm trying to do is help my dad and get him Ensure. I got every vanilla and chocolate I can. I finally get all this stuff loaded in the car, I go over to hospice, I give him everything. I made sure the nurse knew, he knew, everybody, I got ready to leave. And he says, Jimmy. And I said, yes, Dad. He says, give me strawberry. I love you, Dad. So 2 weeks after that, he had passed. My brother died of drugs and alcohol. He was gorgeous. He looked like Tom Cruise, only taller and without the Scientology part. And the women just clung to him walking down the street. And he died of drugs and alcohol at our home, so I'm very big on addiction and trying to help people with that, obviously, when we can. And there's tons of other addiction, as you all well know. So a couple weeks after he passed, this is what landed on my car. You can see it. It is a big balloon. It's filled with confetti. I mean, who does this happen to, right? It's so amazing. So to me, it was just hysterical. It's like, who's going to believe this? But it's like my dad found my brother and they were partying, you know? It's like, what a dream. And I can only see those two now. God only knows what they had up there, so. Courses taken, so we'll blaze through this. Dowsing, obviously, I started out with. I love all the applied kinesiology, muscle testing, heavy, light. However, you got to get there using that pendulum, get your yes or no. Psychic development courses, I mean, I've been to seances and everything you could ever go to. Any hokey thing, I went to it just to see it. Remote viewing, of course, courses in shamanism, Reiki master, data healing. I started out with a man who was the first teacher who worked with Vienna Stiebel. He was the first teacher certified by her. Really great guy. Reconnective healing, that's all of Eric Pearl's work. I did all that. Matrix Energetics with Richard Bartlett, of course, trained with him for quite a while. Took every course he ever offered. It was very cool. Access Consciousness, Dane here, Gary Douglas, that crew. Ascension with the Monks, Ewan Method, Cam Ewan, love his stuff. I love him. He's like the disheveled, kind of gruff Chinese man, but he's very powerful. If you remember the series Kung Fu with David Carradine, he taught David Carradine the moves for Kung Fu. So that's how far back it goes. So for the youngsters, it was on Nick at Night. You may see this one day. Huna healing, of course, Ho'oponopono healing. Decades of study, 6 figures spent. Kind of my joke to everybody is, folks, you don't have to do all this because I already did it all. So now we got the simplest thing ever. I'm going to show it to you tonight. And then there was darkness. So that was me getting sick. They had to take my gallbladder out. And they about killed me. They gave me way too much anesthesia. So when I went under, they gave me the propofol, like Michael Jackson loved. And the nurse said, count back from 10. And it was like 10, 9, gone, darkness, right? So any of you who had an operation, you know what I'm saying. I mean, I'd never had one before, I didn't know what to expect, but that's what I went through. It's just total black darkness. So I tell you that because that gives you a reference point for when I came out of that, they told me that my oxygen saturation was poor, and what had happened was they gave me too much anesthesia. And it happens a lot more than people know. And they gave me full-blown clinical pneumonia. So it's never a good sign when the heads of different departments come marching into your little hospital room, just so you know. And so you're looking at all that and all these guys and you're thinking, you know, what now? And they said, well, we don't know this and we're not sure that, so we want to see. And I go, listen, I had the tube stuck down my throat, of course, so I was like, you know, barely speaking. And I said to the surgeon, I said, pretend I'm your best friend, your brother, your uncle, your son, what would you do? He goes, oh, I'd put you in ICU. I go, well, then lead the way. Smarty pants, you know. God, why are we still talking about this, right? So, next slide, of course, is the fish. Keep going, Mary, you're doing great. Boom, that's what ICU looks like. Any of you who've ever been there, that's a real fun place, let me tell you what. But, you know, if you haven't been there, you probably visited someone who's been there. So, and that's brutal. But in ICU, the next picture, when I would code out, that's what I'd go up into at night. So 3 nights in a row. Always different, very mystical, magical, very angelic sounds, profound music, Stephen Halpern kind of stuff, Novus Magnificant, which I sent to you, Mary, which is through Constance Demby, that kind of music. That was the sort of thing that I experienced. It's very profound. I give you the backdrop for the propofol and going under the knife because I don't remember anything. It was just total blackness, and you wake up and that was it. This you don't forget, and you don't want to come back from it. You couldn't care less about being here. And my friend that used to come over and visit me, as I was out of town, he said, "Do you want me to have your sons and your mother come here?" And I'm like, "Did you see that last picture of ICU? I don't want them seeing me like that. I don't want them remembering me like that." So every night, nurses like Nurse Jackie would bring me back because I was gone, and that's what I saw. So coming back from that, basically my liquid fish is one of the pieces I was shown. And if you look at infinity, it's an 8 laying on its side, and spirit said take off the back left end, and you wind up with a little fish. Not so much the Christian fish symbol, because we're not allowed to mention religion or politics here. So, but more of the fish. So just a very rounded fish, if you will. And that was the piece that changed everything and made it really mystical, magical, cool. So we're going to show you that in a minute. We'll bring some people up on stage. So it begged the question to me, where would these people go? And I think, after all I've been through, my experiences and near death and what I experienced, is each one of them would have something more customized to their culture, their religion, their politics, their family, their experience. And maybe they, I don't know, are riding across a canoe on a stream and there's wildebeest everywhere, and you know, that's their experience, okay? Because there was a lot of people that saw white light and loved ones and Jesus and all these different things. I never saw that. So for months I was like, whoa, what's going on with this? How come I'm not seeing exactly that? Then I found a DVD where a lot of folks saw the same thing I did. So I came up with 3 things on that. 1 is I'm no longer scared of death. 2 is I want to really be on fire to help you guys as much as I can all the way to the door. And 3 is I'm pretty sure I'm not incarnating back to Earth. So that's my liquid fish. How quick was that, right? Keep going to the next slide after that. Awesome. Heaven, positive strength. Earth, negative weakness. So if I wanted to change something that was negative, I would simply make the fish symbol like this, and it would release something I had that was negative. It would pull me back to no. If there was a heaven, positive strength I was without, I might pull myself back to no. And we'll show you in a minute, and we'll show you on a pendulum as well. So I would merely go to heaven and fish it back in, and you can actually feel things change. How wild is that? So it's really like the Harry Potter wand, Star Wars lightsaber. It's a mystical, magical tool. I look at pendulums similar to a hammer or a butter knife or Scotch tape. You know, some people might have fancy dowsing rods or really cool pendulums, but to me it's really a tool. All you care about is that energy and figuring out that yes or no, and then boom, moving on to the next thing. All right, so we can use this method the same as you would your pendulum, body, mind, spiritual challenges, as well as legal, business, money, grumpy relatives in hospital beds, 3 states away, can be worked on. You use it the same as prayer, tapping into higher self, angels, crossed over loved ones, great beyond, to whom it may concern. I love Unitarians. I got married in a Unitarian church. I call my 3-year marriage the best 3 months of my life. In a packed Unitarian church, I love it. But the joke at the time my friend said is, the Jews pray to God, the Christians pray to Jesus, and the Unitarians pray to whom it may concern. This was when we dialed it in live. That's through Reverend Michael Beckwith. He was in the movie The Secret. And I actually did all this over Skype. It's about 400 parishioners, 1,100 or so on a live stream. And so we work on healing today. Richard Bartlett might say matrix energetics. It's more like healing is like a blue tick hound of healer. But we're going to work on things today, whoever we bring up, asking for changes to occur even in the audience. And anyone who ever hears the sound of my voice or sees this videotape today. Because you've got to get out of our heads of it's this little microcosm fingernail thing. We want to go bigger. And the more I can help you and contribute to you to expand your belief of enormous, ginormous, bigger, like the prayer that she made as an introduction, which is outstanding. The bigger things can get, and the more expansive you can just kind of step out of the skin of that issue you might be experiencing. So, very cool event. And gosh, you love reading about yourself. All right, I'm going to go really fast. So I work with Michael Beckwith from the movie The Secret. Again, we mentioned that was from Agape Live. Ken Seeley is the founder of Intervention 911 and an interventionist. Many of you have probably seen that show. He is my client and friend on the A&E Network show, Intervention. Worked with Alicia Killebrew. She was the medium psychic who appeared on Bravo television series Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Watch What Happens Live, and Couples Therapy. Also worked with Greg Mara, who's also a big-time dowser and loves using the dowsing rods. And he specializes in tribute pieces and art. The military is known as America's Sculptor, as featured in Time magazine. And I contributed to a new book with Bob Proctor, also from the movie The Secret, and Maria Nemeth, and it's entitled Take Action Now. You can get that online. In fact, for those of you that are here today, we're going to send that to you if you just sign up with Sandy and put your email address in. You're going to get that ebook. So kind of cool, and his stuff too. So, all right, My Belief Works audios. These are ones that can be downloaded and listened to. Also for phone, tablet, your desktop, what have you. Pain relief, psychic intuition. Transactional space is all about sales. If you're in any kind of business at all, that'll actually change the energy around sales. Traveling, being at the crossroads of life. Finding love, self-love and healing, family relationships, addiction, stress, physical problems, holidays, money, sleep, relationships, and a new one that we have out now is diet, digestion, and exercise, which is an excellent companion to the weight loss audio that we had as well. So all these can be found online. You can talk to Sandy about all that. There are specials here today only because it's this group. Even the books here today, the books that are for sale aren't even out yet, so it's because of you guys, and I love my peoples, so. All right, these are the books, How to Heal Yourself and Others Now, Take Action Now with Bob Proctor, The Tackle Box, people love that, it's got a little bit of everything in it, Advanced Deep Sea Fishing, that's for people that are really into what I do. Spiritual Healing Techniques is a really good one, we have that here today, and I tell you that only because it has kind of the little charts and graphs and words in it. So many people struggle with the words. There are whole modalities that are bogged down in the question. I stay completely out of the question. I go with just statements. And they test yes or no through spirit, and then we change them. I couldn't care less about questions. You can be curled up on the couch and crying the rest of your life on questions. But I like to make statements, and then they will test yes or no. And then you would change that energy, and you would actually see that statement change. Tell the Fish, 365, took about 7 years to write. It was actually Best Buy mentioned by the the radio network, yeah. And so that's well worth it if you want. You actually read a little story every day of your life, and there's an affirmation at the bottom. It's a big book. So we can talk to Sandy about that as well. And A to Z is brand new. This includes disease, disorders, illnesses for healing. So that's what we wanted to work on tonight live on stage. But that'll actually give you a little roadmap, if you will. It doesn't matter if it's an addiction, can be a gallbladder issue, could be bladder, can be zoology, we talked about earlier. Yeah, there you go. So any of those issues, you would actually look it up in the book. And it would have a negative piece you would want to delete out, a positive piece you would download, and some helpful hints to research and look at nutritionally and everything else. So very helpful. Get that if you're interested. If you've already got all my books, you really need to get that. That's like the only one you need to get. If you haven't got any of my books, I would even get that. Get a more basic one. So gives you an idea. Next, here we go. Heaven, positive strength, earth, negative weakness. So remember about our disclosure earlier. Who would like to come up and feel the energy? If you want to kick off your shoes, it might be better for you. Awesome. So we figured out earlier with the help of the iPhone due north in this giant aquarium of a beautiful place, that due north is at or about that third pillar that you see over there. So if you want to stand there, and I like going due north because it does seem to make the moose a little bit stronger. I've noticed this over time, and so there's a really great reason for it. Hi, what's your name?
Lucy.
Lucy, good to meet you. All right, what's going on, Lucy? We're going to pull her forward for yes, folks. Push her back for no. I'm going to be over here.
I was just diagnosed with spinal stenosis and I have a lot of back problems and I'm needing surgery.
Okay. Spinal stenosis, everyone heard that? So anybody that has spinal issues or spinal pain right now, we're also going to ask for that to change too. So you can just say, my name is Lucy. Hi, my name is Lucy and I have...
Hi, my name is Lucy and I have spinal stenosis.
Going to pull you forward for yes. And you can see the tilt forward. So all we're going to do is do a little fish. Obviously that's a negative piece. We're going to release that. And there's more going in. It's going in and grabbing more. Self-intelligence. Boom, boom, boom. Every place and every person that's ever told her you have spinal stenosis. Congratulations. Now it's going to pull you straight back when it leaves. You'll feel the pull. There you go. So we walk around these things on our spiritual jersey, if you will, and we want to stay out of that. The second piece I would do would be I've learned all the lessons I needed to from blank. So it would be I've learned all the lessons I needed to from,
Spinal stenosis.
and that's no. So I might go to heaven and learn all the lessons I ever needed to from spinal stenosis. No, you don't need to. They heard you twice the first time. There you go. And the next one I would do, no matter what it was, would be having blank still serves me. So having still serves me. And it's no, so I wouldn't change it. I would only fish if I needed to fish. If you've been fishing before and somebody dragged you fishing, you're not throwing your pole and your bait out the whole time. It's really more chess than checkers. Make sense? Pain now, how does it feel?
My problem is standing for very long.
Okay. So see, I would make that a statement. I have problems standing for a long period of time. It's all right, they hurt me. It's yes. So we know that's not an issue in heaven. We would just delete it off the earth plane, if you will. And this is similar to deleting old files off your computer, and there they go. Make sense? Yeah. So I would, and then I would go even faster and say, she learned all the lessons she needed to from standing for long periods of time in pain. Standing for long periods of time in pain still serves her. I'd release all that to no. It's going in and grabbing it. It'll pull her straight back when it's done. There you go. Okay? Makes sense? What else you got going on?
High cholesterol.
High cholesterol. Anybody? High cholesterol? All right, let's go high cholesterol. I have high cholesterol.
I have high cholesterol.
And that's a yes. So we're going to release that too. There you go. And this will give you the higher probability to lower the cholesterol. It's in addition to, it's not instead of everything. Are you taking medication for high cholesterol? Supplement, not meds. Okay. So let's just see, we'll just ask that the supplement you're taking is helping to lower your cholesterol. I said it. Yeah, not so much. So you can email me later. I might give you some ideas. I don't sell product, but I sure recommend some stuff. So let's give whatever you're taking to lower that cholesterol a little boost, okay? And it's taking out whatever your body doesn't agree with, and it's going to pull you straight forward again when it's done. There you go. So that's helpful too, okay? Makes sense? So when I ask about that, and they're kind of whispering in my ear, my little girlfriend says, you cheat, they tell you everything. So I would say it still comes back from DNA, father issues. It was father, not mother. Okay, does that make sense? That's going to pull you forward to yes, because I said it, and it's just what they're telling me.
I didn't know.
I'm telling you who it's from, okay? So just play along. Release it. He's here, by the way. That's who's telling me. So. Feel that?
Yeah.
I have people that inquire every day. They call, they phone, they email, and they go, how do I know something's going to happen? I go, don't worry, you're going to know. You can't deny it, right? You can feel it. Love it. How do you feel right now?
Much better.
Much better. We'll take that. Yay. Thank you. Thanks for coming up. Third row. Yes, ma'am. Come on up. All right. Already got your shoes off. We're ready to go. Just feels more grounded. Ah, there we go. How are you?
Good.
What's your name?
I'm Jan.
Jan.
I'm not good, but.
Well, let's see if we can make you better, Jan. You see that big box on the wall over there? All right, let's have you stand there for a minute, okay? Can you stand there, okay? A little bit wider stance, maybe. There you go. So it's going to pull you forward for Jan. You can say that. My name is Jan.
My name is Jan.
I'm just watching you. I'm watching you right now. There we go. All right, we're kind of dialed into Jan. What's going on?
I have Hashimoto's and I have a hoarse throat.
All right, so let's go with Hashimoto's and anybody that has thyroid issues in here today. Let's ask that changes for them. You can just say that right now. I have Hashimoto's disease.
Hashimoto's disease.
We got a slight pull forward there, so we're just going to release it, resolve it, delete and erase it, disentangle it. Any words you want to say or nothing at all. And it's going in and grabbing it. It's going to pull you straight back when it leaves. And some things take longer than others, obviously. That's okay. And it's still in the wave. And here we go. It's going to pull you backwards. Learned all the lessons she needed to from it is no, change it to yes. There you go. And having this still serves her on some level, they're saying it does, so we're going to release that too. And now we'll get the pull backwards. There we go. How cool is that? Right? Is that fun? Kind of neat. You know something happened, right?
Right.
We'll see.
Right.
When you leave here is all that matters, right?
Right.
What else is going on with the throat?
I have a dry throat and I'm hoarse.
Dry throat and I'm hoarse. Own it. I have a dry throat and I'm hoarse.
I have a dry throat and I'm hoarse.
See the lug forward, it's kind of a jump forward. A lot of times it makes a difference on whether your energy is reversed, you're all messed up, you might be dehydrated, not have enough minerals, it could be a lot of different things. So we're just going to release that, resolve, delete and erase it, disentangle it, say a million words of whatever your prayer might be or nothing at all. And it's going to pull you straight back when it leaves. And it's going in and grabbing it, and it's going to pull you straight back. And this works over the phone, it works over Skype. I can't explain it, but I know it works, so otherwise I wouldn't do it. My best friend David would say, one of my best friends would say, I know that this works because for no amount of money would you talk to strangers on the phone. And he's a sarcastic kind of guy, but if his shoulder or neck is out, guess who he calls? go. It's going to release now. You've had that a long time. It's like 3 lifetimes ago even, so. There we go. Okay? Better? Feel the difference? A little bit. That's all we want. You're welcome. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Yes, questions too?
Do you ever get someone that doesn't want to release it, that it's serving them?
If my theory is, in like theta healing, which I love, they would ask for permission for every silly little thing, but then I took matrix energetics, and Richard Bartlett said, if you come up to a car wreck and somebody's laid out, passed out on the side of the road bleeding to death, you wouldn't revive them and say, do you mind if I pray for you? So my theory is, if you're paying me for time and you go, oh, I want to change thyroid issues or whatever you have, then I'm going to move heaven and earth to see if we can change it. But yeah, there's going to be subconscious blocks of people who don't want to get rid of whatever. And the other caveat to all that is, if you had a relative 3 states away in a hospital, they're in a coma, we're going to do the best we can for them. Because at the end of the day, there's this turbocharged, supercharged prayer. I can't fully explain it to you, I just know it works. And so I just do it vigorously and as much as I can, and we're always doing the college try. Does that help? Any other questions?
Did I understand you that by doing that for Jan, you would help other people at the same?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And I've seen it happen over and over and over again. And what's exciting and rewarding personally to me is people that we worked on here today for high cholesterol or different shows I've done where it was high blood pressure, or people that never came up or touched me or said one word. Weeks later, they sent me emails and go, I can't explain it, but my blood pressure's normalized. Kind of the joke on that is your results may vary. Anybody else? Who else would like to come up? Come on up. Okay. Crowd favorite. All right. And I like to just be barefoot because it does help you as far as grounding, ideally. If you can stand out on the ground, that's even better to play with this. The beach is great. Hi, what's your name?
My name's Linda.
Linda, nice to meet you. What's going on?
I was diagnosed last week with severe arthritis in my hip.
Okay. So, if you just look over at that little white piece right there, form, if you will, go a little bit wider stance. It's strong mountain pose in yoga, folks. So that's really what it is. It's a grounded feeling without having your knees locked. And you could just say that, I have arthritis of the hip. It'll pull you forward for yes.
I have arthritis of the hip.
And we're just going to go in and find it, and we're just going to release that, resolve it, delete it, erase it, have her learn all the lessons she needed to from it, release her from the service to it. Yeah, I know. It's all right, you're fine. I'm going to catch you if you fall. Yeah? Yeah, I know. It's all right. That's good. So you know something happened, right? What words would you use? Stiffness, feelings, is it worse in the mornings, that kind of thing?
It will just
Come and go.
It just,
My hip gives out, so I would just say that. Let's make that statement.
My hip will just give out.
Yeah, it's no now because it changed with the other one. Yeah, that means no. Right? Yes or no. So if we go back yesterday, it'll be yes. It's going to pull you forward. Just look straight ahead. And this is my hip gives out, wants to give out. And that's yesterday on a timeline. And if we go back to right now, it's going to pull her back to now. Thanks for coming up. Pleasure to meet you. I hope so too. Yeah, let me know. Follow up. Mary, you're going to have to let me know on time. I'll go all night. Hi.
chronic sinus infection. I
Chronic sinus infection. I'm Jimmy.
I talked with you before, and let's
Okay.
debate.
What's your name?
It's Lois.
Lois. Okay, Lois. We're going to face the little piece over there. So if I ask for Lois, bacteria, that's more viral, mold, fungus, mildew, yeast, candida, negative pathogen, parasites. So it's more virus than anything else. You mentioned a sinus infection, and I want to go deeper on everybody in the room that ever had sinus infection or deviated septum, nasal issues, bronchial breathing, lungs, allergies. Let's take it all up. You want to take it all up for them?
Wonderful.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yes.
It's going to pull you back when it leaves. Okay, and that's for everybody in the room, by the way. And you notice I didn't go like that because I'm flashing it in my mind, and that's the belief structure over time. You can go that fast, okay? And you can actually see it go bam, 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 bam all around the room. And that's really cool. I love that. Okay? We're going to see what happens now, okay? If you email me, I can tell you a bunch of different supplements and things you might consider. In fact, I'd throw one out to try, which is Paw d'Arco. That'd be a great tea for you. It's actually the bark off the bluing tababui tree. It's from South America, but it tastes good. It's like a chamomile kind of chai tea. And it kills off bacteria and virus and all that sort of thing. And I feel like you have that in your nasal passages, and we're just asking for all that to change now. Okay?
Sounds great.
Nice to meet you, love.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming up. Watch your step. With the hat? Cool hat? All right. Come on up. Paw d'Arco tea. P-A-U-D''Arco. You're welcome. And you can find it online, eBay, Amazon, any of the health food stores are going to have it. It's really good stuff. Hi.
Karen?
Karen, nice to meet you. Karen, what's going on?
Well, I have Gilsberg, but that's not my issue. My
Okay.
issue is eye issues and macular degeneration and tearing retinas.
Wow. All right, let's go eyes for the whole room. What do you think? Okay, we'll see what we can do. So we're going to go in and grab one that's going to pull you forward first, okay? And for everybody in the room that has eye issues, and we're going to release those, resolve them, delete and erase them, disentangle them all out to the void now. Have everybody in here learn all the lessons and get you from them, release them from the service to it. That was her, this is everybody in the room. Found a straggler. Here we go. Yeah, you're reminding me too, duh, we're doing 2 eyes at a time. See, I deal with smart asses. And it slows down, and it's going to pull her straight back and delete them all out. And it's slowly slowing down, and here we go. There you go. Okay? I'm going to catch you on the stage. Unity might be exempt from lawsuits, but I probably won't be. On film, Jimmy, you didn't catch her. I would go deeper on eyes too. Let's just, for you, really quick, we'll say my eyes are functioning at 100% efficiency. And that's a big no. So I might go to heaven and grab that. You can already feel it. I'm not even through saying it. It's taking you back to a weakness, okay, or a negative weakness. And now it's going to delete all that out. It's going to pull you straight forward. And it's going to do it twice because you've done 2 eyes. And here goes the second one. It's on the right. Boom. Love it. Make sense? So then I'm going to go to optical nerves. So her optical nerves are strong. Also a no. So I go to heaven and grab that. And fish it into now. And it's just finding that place where they're weak. And And now this is the left eye. And now this is going to be the right eye. There you go. That's a lot better. I'd go to brain too. 100% strength in the brain. That's also no. Who are we kidding, you and I today? It's too much Cracker Barrel. There we go. It's going to run it all together now. Eyes, optical nerves, brain, everything lined up. Boom. It's going to pull her straight forward when they all come online now. There you go. That's a lot better. I like that better. I've had great luck with eyes. I worked on my own eyes. A lot. Yeah. There you go. Awesome. What was your other?
Heel spur.
Heel spur. All right. I would look heavily at, and generally what I've found is I would give up gluten entirely. That will help you out a lot. I'm thinking you're eating some bread here, right? So I know that. It's your people, they're squealing on you. So I would give up gluten. I think you'd find that that would dissipate out. Okay. Also, you show us like high uric acid, that sort of thing. It's like a weird higher calcium. I would dissipate that out too. So your system, they're saying, doesn't even really do that well with calcium. So there's the weakness of calcium. So let's just go to heaven and ask that you absorb calcium better. And then you also release wheat and gluten for a while. And we'll have you learn all the lessons you needed to from heel spurs and release you from the service to it. And this is heel spurs weaving. There you go. I'm going to grab you before you fall over. Thanks for coming up. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Yep. Hi. How are you? Good, thanks for coming up. Well, I know you'll be better after this. What's your name? Diane.
Diane.
Nice to meet you. What's going on?
I've had a persistent chronic cough for over 25 years.
Okay.
I don't know why.
It's all right. We'll just own it.
Good.
And then we'll disown it. How about that?
Okay.
All right. I have a chronic cough. Diane has a chronic cough.
I have a chronic cough.
And it's leaving anyway because we worked on that earlier. What else you got? 25 years. Come on. How about lifetimes ago? Anything? Nothing? No?
You already fixed my high cholesterol.
All right, good. How is your throat right now? If I ask, it doesn't sound it's bronchial. You really got lung stuff going on more than anything. Again, I like the polyurethane, acid reflux. It just means, to me, it would mean you need to look into digestive enzymes and taking digestive enzymes with your meal. You need more acid, not less. You're not breaking down the food, and over time, what happens is as we're teenagers, we got a ninja blender going wild, and over time it slows down and slings a blade. Okay? So you're eating breakfast and then lunch, and by the time you get to dinner, it's like up in your throat. Yes, right? How do I know that, right? So, yeah, so you need more digestive enzymes. That would go a long way, and I feel like the cough is even related to that. You got a lung issue. Digestive enzymes. Email me, I'll send you a list. I don't sell product, but I'll certainly send you to websites to look at and buy whatever fancy, okay? Comes up for you. Let's do lungs real quick, because that's really what you got going on. It's weakness of lungs, they're saying. It's going to pull you straight forward. Yeah, we're going off to the side, so that's control and abandonment. That's for another day. We're going to release all that too. Fish it all out. Boom. Now it'll pull you straight back when it leaves. There you go. It's going to go twice. We got 2 lungs. There you go. You with me? Okay. Let's see what happens now. Okay? Awesome. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up. How are we doing on time? Doing good? Let me know.
Okay.
Gentleman in the back. All right, he's got his shoes off. Hopefully he's got his phone turned off. Okay, good. I made him take mine away because it would just keep going off all day and all night. What's your name?
Ray.
Ray. Nice to meet you. Jimmy. What's going on, Ray?
Tinnitus.
Tinnitus in the ears. Ooh, hearing issues, right? Yeah, they're right there going, me. I got it. Tinnitus. But you heard that. See? All right, so I just own that, Ray, and say I have tinnitus.
I have tinnitus.
And it's got a slight yes on it. It's leaving while we're talking about it. So we're going to release it, resolve it, have him learn all the lessons he needed to from it. Disentangle it. Take it all out into the void now. And release him from the service to it. It's going to pull you back twice because you got 2 ears. That's the left one. Here comes the right one. It's going in and grabbing the right one. Now it's going to pull you straight back when it leaves. And the right one's worse, by the way. It's going to pull you straight back. Boom. There we go. Some things take longer than others, as you can see. Okay. Zinc shows up for you too, just so you know. Zinc. A lot more minerals for you, a lot more water. It always relates, in like Louise Hay's book, it would be, what is it you don't want to hear? So, what would you say that would be? Can be the wife, career, your wife talking too much about your career, money. Work with me, right? What do you got? First thing that comes to mind. My mentor would scream at me and say, get out of your conscious mind. What's the first thing that pops in your head? The reason I don't want to hear money. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So we have a weakness with money. It's going to pull you forward for yes. So we're going to release whatever that is, resolve it, have him learn all the lessons he needed to from the weakness with money, disentangle it, release it into the void. It's going to pull you straight back when it leaves. These issues with money are released from service to him as well. There we go. So one of the things I like for money also would be good fortune, because it's deeper than money. I want to get the best parking spot. I want to get a deal on something. It's really good fortune, okay? So I would check in and see if you are positive to good fortune, and we're going to give it to everybody in the room and everybody that ever hears the sound of my voice or sees this video. I'm just saying it right now. Good fortune for you. We'll see if you have weakness or strength. Positive or negative. It's coming into yes anyway. We didn't have to fish it or do anything. It just happens. So I love it. Make sense?
Good.
We'll see what happens now, friend, okay? Starting out, spiritual healing techniques. If you want to start out, spiritual healing techniques. He does. And A to Z has tinnitus in it. She's reminding me, so you may want to get that one too. Oh, you can see the girls right afterwards. Yeah. Okay, thanks for coming up. Okay, good to go. See, I would so wear that shirt. I love you already. Listen, I wear Hawaiian shirts so much, I had a client, I told her if you could see me right now, all I wear is Hawaiian shirts and sweatpants. And she's a very wealthy woman, so she sent me like $150 Tommy Bahama sweatpants with this pattern on it. You love it. It is funny. It is funny. What's your name?
Fred.
Fred, what's going on?
I have the macular degeneration.
Oh, eye stuff. Okay. I just would say it. I have macular degeneration. And for everybody in the room that has it, we're going to grab it. And we're kind of got in jogs going forward and grabbing both of them. Release them, resolve them, delete and erase them, disentangle them, have him learn all the lessons he needed to from them, release him from the service to macular degeneration and everything that he doesn't want to see. Here we go. This is the left eye. Yeah, we're not gonna leave your right eye back. Because it's in both eyes. Yeah, Fred, I know.
Wet and one and dry the other.
Wet and one and dry the other. Release all that too. Here comes the right one. We're going in and grabbing that. We're gonna release that too. This is the worst one, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah. How do I know that, Fred?
I have no idea. That's the dry.
Yeah, that's the dry one. I know.
Wet is supposed to be worse.
Yeah, the dry one's worse for you, Fred. You're different. You're wearing Hawaiian shirts like me. Come on. Here we go. Yeah, it's really going in and grabbing that. It's going to pull you straight back when it leaves. Have him learn all the lessons you needed to from it. Release him from the service to it. Pull him straight back when you're done. Thank you. He's too big to catch. He's on his own. You see, everything's different for different people. Yeah. She said it's taken him forever. Hey, if he's getting cut on. And you can see it pull, pull, pull backwards, and then it's going to line him straight up. We're going to come back to a place of neutrality. There you go. We'll see what happens now, Fred, okay? Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for coming up. All right, they told me I can take like one more person, so smiling lady in the white, come on up. We'll be quick. What's going on in it? Better be interesting. It better be different than everybody else. What's your name?
Rael.
Rael, that's unusual. Please tell me you got something unusual. What's going on?
I'm allergic to all fruit and
Oh, I like that. I like that. That's cool. All right. Let's do allergies to yourself too, beyond fruit. So my name is Rael, and I have allergies to myself.
My name is Rael, and I'm allergic to all fruit.
Yes. So watch this. My name is Rael, and I'm allergic to everything.
My name is Rael, and I'm allergic to everything.
Which one's stronger?
Everything.
Everything. Let's do everything, and then we won't care about fruit, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to take fruit with it, because that's part of everything. Oh, let's see, that's something important to have. Radiation issues. Here we go. Atomic bombs, release it, resolve it, have her learn all the lessons she needs to from it, release her from the service to it. But you see how we went from allergies to fruit, to allergies to everything, to it's really radiation. Oh my God, that's like way over here to the right, right? It's going to take all that out. I'll catch you if you fall, don't worry. That's okay, I got you. And this is the part where people say, how do I know something's going to happen? And I say, don't worry, you're going to know. But imagine how deep and dark radiation is, right? So we're going to delete all that out right now. There we go. Some more. You're talking about your lungs and whatnot too, so we're going to do both lungs. Here's the right one. Sorry, Rayanne. Rayanne. It's an unusual name. There we go. That's better. Let's see what happens now. Okay?
And PMR.
PMR. Just put it up there, PMR.
I have PMR.
Tell them what it is.
Polymyalgia rheumatica,
Which is?
which is a form of disease of arthritis.
We're going arthritis all the way. Release and resolve that. Have her learn all the lessons she needed to from it, release her from the service to it. And everyone who's in the room, whoever hears the sound of my voice or sees this video, is going to release all that too. Sorry, I'll get you. This is the part where my girlfriend would say, you think you're so cool. There we go. Just going to pull you back down. Yeah, it's going now. It's releasing. And that's going to help too. Arthritis to me is always about allergies too. So that's interconnected with the fruit, which went to allergies, which went back down to radiation. So you got radiation issues way back.
Yeah, I was exposed to extreme radiation with the atomic bombs.
There you go. Let's see what happens now. Okay?
Yes.
Thanks for coming up. Nice to meet you. Thanks, everybody. Yes?
Is the radiation the trigger for all of this other stuff?
Of course.
Yeah.
She asked if the radiation was the trigger for all this other stuff. You got radiation over here, and then they go, oh, you're allergic to fruit. No, you're allergic to everything because radiation blew out everything that you got. So fruit was just a little side note. We good? Thanks, love. Thanks, everyone.